Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into true stories that reveal the raw realities of life, love, and heartbreak. Today, I'm sharing a story that changed my life forever. A story of betrayal, regret, and consequences. It's about choices, mistakes, and the family I shattered. Stick with me as I take you through every moment, every regret, and the lessons learned along the way. You won't want to miss this. In 2015, when I was 39 years old, I made a choice that would shatter the foundation of my family forever. At the time, I couldn't see the devastation I was about to unleash, but looking back now, I know it was the most selfish act of my life. My name is Melissa Carter, and for 2 decades I was married to a man who many would describe as the kind of husband every woman dreams of. His name is David Carter. We met in high school, fell in love before either of us truly knew the world, and stayed together ever since. He was my first kiss, my first love, and the only man I had ever been with, until I ruined everything. Together we built a life around love, hard work, and family. We raised 4 incredible children. Our 2 boys, Ethan, 18, and Ryan, 16, and our twin daughters, Hannah and Haley, who were 13 at the time. To the outside world, we looked picture perfect. A stable home, supportive parents, and children who seemed destined for great futures. But behind closed doors, cracks had already begun to form. David was more than just a husband. He was the rock of our family. He reminded me every day that I was beautiful, even as my insecurities grew. He stood by my side through challenges, not only supporting me but also my family, especially my younger brother, who went through several rough patches. If someone needed help, David was always the first to step in. He was a good man in every sense of the word. Over the years, my body changed. I gained weight, struggled with self-esteem, and withdrew from intimacy. David never complained, never stopped showing me affection, but deep down I pulled further away. He wanted closeness, but I often brushed him off, convincing myself that I was just going through early menopause or that the spark had naturally faded. In truth, I was becoming emotionally detached. We tried to fix it. Date nights, dancing, long walks, but my heart wasn't in it. On my 39th birthday, I decided to reinvent myself. I joined a gym, committed to yoga and Pilates, and transformed my body. I went from 180 pounds to 135. David, always my teammate, joined me in this effort and dropped 35 pounds himself. He grew more attentive and affectionate, but instead of bringing me closer, it only highlighted how far I had drifted. Then came the moment that sealed our fate. A new manager, Alex Turner, arrived at my office. He was younger, attractive, and carried a confidence that drew me in. First, I brushed him off. When he flirted, I showed him my wedding ring. But as weeks passed, our conversations deepened. He made me feel noticed in a way I hadn't felt in years. Soon I was thinking about him constantly. What started as harmless flirting turned into something darker. Our texts became more personal. My heart raced at the sound of his voice. And then one day I crossed the line. We met for coffee under the pretense of ending whatever was brewing between us. Instead, he kissed me and I didn't resist. That kiss spiraled into a 6-month affair. 6 months where I became a version of myself I no longer recognized. I gave Alex the passion and intimacy I had long withheld from David. I became reckless, eager, and unfaithful in every possible way. David sensed something was wrong. He tried harder than ever to reach me, but I met his love with coldness. I criticized him, belittled him, pushed him further away. The shame ate at me, but I couldn't stop. Then came the day everything imploded. One evening, Alex came to my house with a box of my office things after I had quit my job. My intention was to finally end things with him for good. But instead of letting him go, I allowed one last encounter. In the guest room of my own home, David walked in and caught us. The pain on his face was indescribable. A storm of betrayal, rage, and heartbreak poured out of him as he lunged at Alex. The fight was brutal, screaming, fists, blood. I screamed, begged them to stop, but it was too late. Neighbors called the police. By the time the officers arrived, Alex was badly injured, his face fractured. That day marked the collapse of everything we had built. The fallout was unbearable. My father couldn't even look at me. His disappointment carved into his face. My brother screamed at me, furious at the pain I caused. David's family wanted nothing to do with me. His sisters threatened me, and his mother spat in my face when I begged for forgiveness. My children, my sweet children, turned cold and distant. Ethan shut himself in his room. Ryan became bitter and angry, and the twins lashed out in rebellion. David faced criminal charges for the assault. Sitting in court as he testified was torture. He revealed that he had planned a surprise weekend getaway for us, hoping to save our marriage, only to walk in on me with another man. Hearing his 911 call played in court, his voice trembling, crying, begging for help, was like listening to the sound of a soul breaking. Alex underwent reconstructive surgery. David went to prison. And I lost everything. My job was gone, my friends disappeared, and my family cut ties. Depression swallowed me whole. Therapy forced me to face the reality. I had reduced my marriage to something transactional. I had taken David's unconditional love and crushed it under the weight of my selfishness. Years passed. My children grew older, but the distance between us never fully healed. They visited David regularly after his release but only tolerated me when necessary. Even when they briefly returned home, their warmth wasn't for me. It was because their father was back in their lives. The day I learned David had been released for good behavior was a turning point. My daughters made it clear. They wanted me nowhere near his celebrations. When I tried to reconnect, David refused to even speak to me. My brother slammed the door in my face. My children watched me from behind him, their eyes hollow, their love for me long gone. I stood in the driveway clutching letters I had written to David during his time in prison. He glanced at me once, took the stack from my hands, and shoved them back into my chest with words that will haunt me forever. You forgot this. Nearly a decade has passed, and I still live in the shadow of my choices. My children speak to me sparingly, always with restraint, never with warmth. David, despite everything, has remained a good man, protective of the children, even scolding them when they disrespect me, reminding them that I am still their mother. But I know the truth. I destroyed him. I destroyed us. Every laugh I hear from my children when they're with him, every smile I see that doesn't include me, is a reminder of the life I threw away. I carry the weight of betrayal every single day, knowing that I alone am responsible for the scars my family will carry for the rest of their lives. And no matter how much time passes, one truth remains unshakable. I don't deserve forgiveness. Thank you for watching this deeply personal story. Life doesn't always give second chances, and sometimes our choices have consequences that last a lifetime. If this story resonated with you, share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more real-life stories that make you reflect, learn, and grow. Remember, every choice matters, and every action leaves a mark.